Welcome to the Soulful Mystics podcast. I'm Steph.
And I'm Julie. And we are intuitive hypnotists, sharing our journey along the way. Welcome back to the Soulful Mystics podcast. I'm Julie. The energy has been weird lately. I've had a headache since Saturday morning when I woke up, and it's now Monday. So I'm just going to apologize in advance if I sound a little off or less energetic this morning. That's why. So in today's episode, Steph and I are sharing with you a session she recently facilitated for me. This was an interesting one. My intention was to channel a guide or master teacher. And because you all know that I can sometimes doubt myself, I wasn't sure if I could or what to expect. But of course, Steph is a brilliant and gifted facilitator, and I got so much more out of the session than just channeling. Something I have been working on for a very long time is heart healing. It's come up in a number of sessions and readings for me lately. Even after this session, I had an intuitive reading from Sarah at Color My Spirit, and it came up yet again that this is something for me to continue working on. Even as I'm talking about it, I can feel energy in my heart. And sometimes it's a little uncomfortable, but it's something that I'm going to continue to focus on and work on. So anyway, this session was monumental in my healing work that I've been doing lately. Something I want to talk about is that when we are doing pretty intense healing work, sometimes that comes with an intense release afterwards. Not always, but it can happen. I experienced this back in April after a shamanic journey. I know I've talked about that on the podcast. And again, it happened after this session, actually the same night. I was also introduced to new energies during this session, and I think it all blended together and resulted in a physical illness the night of. But don't worry, I will spare you the details. You know, I'm learning that the more I explore this work, the more I realize I experience things and release things in a very physical way. Sometimes it can look like repeated yawning, coughing. Other times it's an intense need to pee, and twice now it has been a very intense purge. I want to do a quick sidebar here and add that if you ever need to pee during a session, you can easily come out of your altered state, go use the bathroom, and then get right back into the hypnotic journey. There is actually a hypnotic technique called fractionation that allows you to sink even deeper after you've opened and closed your eyes. So really, don't sweat it. It's so common to have to use the bathroom during a session, and as I mentioned before, it's an important energetic release. And to be honest with you, I bet your facilitator would much rather pause the session than to have you be distracted by a full bladder and not be able to get the full experience. Anyway, I'm not sharing all of this energetic release stuff to scare anyone. We are all on our own journey and everyone's experience is unique. However, I thought it was important to address just in case it happens to any of you. From my experience, it is of course no fun going through it, but it is worth it when you've come out on the other end. Trust me. At the end of this session, you'll hear Steph and I debrief for a few minutes as I explained to her what I was feeling. I did end up channeling my guide for a short time. Of course, this is edited to cut out the silence because there was quite a lot of it. And so it does seem like it goes super quick. But the message I got was that this was more of an initiation into channeling. I saw my guide step before me and place his hand on my third eye. And when he did that, my eyes began to flutter. It was very uncontrollable, and it seemed to go on for a few minutes. It wasn't painful or anything, it just felt weird because I was not used to this intense new energy. It was actually so intense that my head and my neck were even twitching too. Pretty weird. But as this was my first time intentionally channeling, it does make sense. I do look forward to exploring this more, and I do hope that it will only get easier as I continue open to channel, as this is something I have been drawn to for a very long time. If you have any questions for us about channeling, hypnosis, or anything else, or if you want to suggest topics for us to explore, please reach out to us at soulfulmysticspodcast@gmail.com. Steph and I get so excited when we get emails from you. It truly does bring us joy. Even if you're reaching out to simply say hi, we appreciate it more than you could ever know. A couple of quick announcements. Steph has some exciting news. She will be teaching a self-hypnosis workshop at the Sacred Cauldron in Summerstown, Ontario. This workshop is going to be offered both in person and online, and it will be held on March 16th from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in the area and you want to go in person, just know that space is limited, so be sure to click the link in the show notes to register. Or you can simply reach out to Steph on her website, soulfulstephanie.com, to get more information. And I have a new offering on my website called the Energetic Tune-Up. This was inspired by a session I facilitated for Steph where she literally beat up a slug in hypnosis. Yes, we can do that. She has talked about this on the podcast already in season 2, but this session is to help you overcome feelings of being off, low energy, stuck in a funk. In hypnosis, you actively delve into the root cause, gaining a profound understanding and empowering yourself to break through the stuck energy. You'll scan your body, you'll address any stagnant energy, attachments, or any pain points. And then you get to release and transmute that energy and infuse your body and energetic field with love and radiant light and any other positive feelings, emotions, sensations, anything you want to add. This session concludes by reinforcing your protective bubble, ensuring that you leave the session with enhanced energetic resilience. If you're interested in that, you can find more information at soulseekerhypnosis.com. And remember, both Steph and I offer free consultations, so don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. We'd love to schedule a chat with you. And if you're enjoying the podcast, please take a moment to leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, or share the pod with your friends. Please know that we genuinely appreciate you for helping us to grow. Whew, that was a lot. All right, enjoy the episode.
A vivid scene unfolds, offering profound clarity and insight, aligned with your highest and greatest good today in this moment. And just taking a moment to become aware of the details. And what are you aware of here?
I'm still at the water. I feel like I'm on a kingdom on the clouds.
Wow.
This is where I landed, but I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still at the waterfall.
Maybe you feel called to explore this kingdom on the clouds, or to dive into the water, using it as a portal, transcend to a past life, or invite one of the fairies or woodland creatures to come and talk to you.
I feel like someone is here, but I can't quite see who they are. It's almost like they're wearing something over their face. It's a woman.
And how does this woman make you feel?
Curious. I'm curious about her. I can't hold the visual of her either.
Mm.
I just get a sense like she's holding her hand out to me. Like she's wearing a white robe. I just can't make out all the details.
Yeah. And what if you approach her and grab her hand?
Yeah, like she wants me to walk with her.
Yeah.
And she put her hand on my heart, and it's like there's this light coming from it, like bright white and almost like a tint of blue. It's like she's smiling at my confusion. Like I'm waiting for something to happen, and she's just like smiling at me.
Like, is this not enough kind of thing?
I don't know. It's weird because like not holding the visual, it's
Yeah.
like it comes and goes.
And what if you release expectations of a visual and move into your intuitive body and your heart and focus on what they're telling you?
You said the universe is within you.
And what can you get from the universe being within you? And how do you tune into that more?
I feel like two different things, almost as if she wants to show me my heart. Like she wants me to journey into my heart with her.
Okay. Yeah.
She's telling me to open my heart.
Yeah. So actively opening up your heart, inviting yourself your higher self as well as this woman to journey into it.
It's weird. I'm like weird diving into my chest.
Yeah, I mean, weirder things have happened.
Yeah. Just get the sense that she's trying to like turn the light on
Okay.
inside my heart.
Yeah.
And I keep saying to her, but it's already on.
Maybe she wants you to turn it up higher.
I think so. Mm. It's living through the heart, not so much in my head, but through the heart. She's clearing the cobwebs, like of the spaces of my heart that I haven't turned on yet.
Okay.
It's almost like she's got a lantern in one hand and she's holding on to my hand with her other hand. And she's like taking me into these caverns that I have yet to explore.
Amazing. And what are those places, those caverns? Do they have some kind of message or gift, a pattern, a theme?
I just can't really get past that image, but I think there's some fear there of what I would uncover, but I want to just go forward.
So just working to release that fear, knowing that you're holding her hand and she's lighting the path and she wouldn't show you anything that you're not ready to remember or explore. Just actively allowing those fears to be encapsulated by these bubbles and lifting up and out.
Keep getting weird sensations. It's like a puzzle almost. So it's a feeling like I don't know my whole heart, which to me is weird because I've done a lot of work with my heart,
Yeah.
but there's more to be explored. Oh, okay. We're here to do some work, I think. I have a pickaxe in my hand, and like when she was taking me through, it was like a cave, and it's almost like I need to break down these walls.
Yeah. Go to town, break down those walls.
Feels like this is going to take some work.
Yeah, and just know that you can call in reinforcements to help you if you feel called, or you can even infuse magical fairy energy into this pickaxe and make it unbelievably strong and capable of breaking down a wall with one single hit.
Yeah, there's a unicorn drilling it down for me.
Amazing.
So that's cool. I see the walls crumbling like rocks and stuff, after you break down a wall.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just debris. It just needs to be cleared. I'm trying to sweep it away.
Yeah, and even call in a gust of wind to help you. And what does it feel like, your heart in this moment, knowing that you accomplished breaking down the wall? Any different?
Yeah, I mean, I had this weird sensation in my chest, like a weird pressure. Not that it's bad or good. I feel like now she's trying to shine the light into this space, like into this new room. That feels a little more intense. Mm. The words awaken the magic within are repeating. She's trying to show me it's all in here.
And is there any other work that you have to do to awaken that magic, or is it already activated in this moment?
I think it's activating. There's like this intense pulsing sensation in my heart space. She's showing me, you shine the light. I think me shining my light is activating. When we went into this cave, she had the lantern. And then we took the wall down. And now she says, now you shine the light.
Amazing.
I just see myself like activating my hands and my heart. And the more I do it, the more intense the sensation in my heart feels.
Do you have any sense of what activating your hands and heart will do in waking life, or what you're gaining access to in this moment?
I'm not sure what I'm gaining access to, but I have this image in my mind. It reminds me of like a Disney movie. I don't know which one, but like this cave, this part of my heart that was in the darkness, and there was fear and it was scary, just like in a Disney movie in the woods that are scary. And then it turns more colorful the more I'm shining the light. It's coming through my hands and my heart.
Okay.
So the more that I shine, everything is softening and blossoming. just like in a magical forest in a movie, like a cartoon.
Yeah.
It's
Amazing.
no longer the scary woods. It's a beautiful garden and forest, and you just keep filling it with light. Mm. She says, see, you know what to do. This is like trusting in myself. You know what to do. You can do this.
Yeah.
And now that everything is unfolding more beautifully, that intense sensation is gone.
Okay.
Like it's
Good.
calmed. Yeah. Yeah, it feels good now. Yeah, it's like happier. It's not, I don't think the fear is there anymore.
Amazing.
And when it comes back, if it comes back, I can just zap it with my light.
Perfect. So now you know you have that superpower.
I guess so.
And is there anywhere else in your heart that you want to explore? Any other rooms that you want to zap your light?
I don't think so. I'm not getting any other sensations, and we don't seem to be moving anywhere else.
Yeah, so maybe ask her if this journey into the heart is complete or tune into your own intuitive channels.
Yeah, I think it's complete.
Okay, good. And so moving back to that fairy world and garden and just settling in there, seeing if your attention is being pulled in another direction, somewhere else you want to explore.
I just dove into the water.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think just cleansing away any other residue and debris that might be left.
Perfect. So just allowing that water to wash away effortlessly any residue and debris, cleansing and clearing your heart and energy field.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, everything is so beautiful here, and I'm just happy, and the unicorn is still there,
Amazing.
just watching me. It's just like a playful energy. Like I just feel playful.
Good. Yeah, amplify that feeling.
Yeah, like everything is good. Like I'm just splashing around in the water, just enjoying, feeling like a kid again.
Good.
Yeah. Like that playfulness it feeds the soul.
Yeah.
Like it's good for my heart. It's like this heart space is complex. I feel like there's a lot to the heart space. I don't fully understand, but it's just I'm getting the sense like there's more to it than we think.
Yeah.
No, it's like the layer. Okay, it's like now I'm getting like different images. Well, I've done all this work on my heart. You have to peel back the different layers to get to the core. And I feel like this was what we were doing. It's just another layer. Yeah, like that playfulness, me splashing around in this water and just being with this unicorn. It's so joyful.
Yeah.
More of this is needed.
That makes sense. And is there suggestions on how you can bring more of this playful, joyful energy into your waking life?
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, I just see myself doing my everyday things like work and stuff. And it's like, you don't have to be miserable. You can just bring in the playfulness no matter what I'm doing. It's a choice I have to make, whether I'm cleaning or doing work or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Bring play into it. It sounds weird for work, but it can be done. It's
Yeah.
to choose how I feel about it. You know, I can choose misery and be miserable while I'm working, which I feel like I often do, or I can change my perspective.
Amazing.
Yeah, anybody can and should. It's not just for me. You choose your day how you want it to go. You want to have a good day, a joy-filled day, or is everything going to piss you off?
Yeah.
Making that conscious effort to not let things bother me. I feel like that's not the right wording. Not let things affect me so much. It doesn't mean that I'm pushing it down and not dealing with it. It just means that I can choose to take a moment to decide, is something worth my energy to get upset or annoyed over? Or do I just simply let it go and be on with my day and enjoy what I'm doing and And like in my head, I'm like, oh, toxic positivity, but they're like, no, it's not it. It's your energy. You can choose.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Get out of your head. Live through the heart. Choose to live through the heart. Yeah, this unicorn, it's familiar to me. There's a sense of like I'm just comfortable in its presence. It's a feeling like we're old pals.
Yeah.
Like now I'm sitting next to the pool, like I'm out of the water now, just sitting next to this pool of water with the unicorn. We're just hanging out, just like old friends would.
Does this unicorn have a name?
Okay. Jelly bean. I don't know why.
Amazing.
The
It's a
jelly
perfect
bean.
name.
I guess.
I love it. And does Jellybean have any messages for you or anything that they want you to feel or know about this connection or about anything?
I think there's a connection from my childhood, but it's not something that I remember. The name Jelly Bean came so fast and it repeated, and that is what was familiar.
Mm,
And I usually do not get names that quickly. It popped right in and repeated over and over and over until I said it.
amazing.
She's like an icy blue color with wings, and her horn is all the colors.
Wow. She sounds beautiful.
She is.
And do you get any sense or idea where unicorns may exist in this universe?
My brain is saying another dimension. And I think there's truth to that. But she's looking at me like it's within.
Amazing. And does she have any other messages for you?
I'm just seeing images of myself as a baby, a little girl. And I think that just means she's been there with me my whole life.
Oh, yeah. So just continuing to hang out with Jellybean, and you notice fluttering around as a butterfly, the most beautiful butterfly you've ever seen. Following this butterfly, invite Jellybean to join, moving to the most serene space within this very world. Maybe it's a garden with a bench, a grassy opening. Just allow your focus to be guided into the perfect space to connect with guides, enlightened beings. Just following this butterfly into this space, inviting our guides, master teachers, and any other enlightened beings to step forward and join us. Just taking a moment now to acknowledge those who've joined, knowing they're here to provide you with wisdom, clarity, messages meant for our greatest good and the greatest good of the collective. And what can we know about the beings that showed up today?
I do feel surrounded.
Does anyone stand out in their energy, or anyone you recognize or feel more called to call forward?
Mm. The only one I can make out is Chief.
Yeah, so just seeing if he has any messages for you.
There's just a pressure in my forehead, like he's in front of me.
And is he able to give you any insight into the pressure in the forehead?
I think it's him. My eyes are going crazy.
And do you give him permission?
Yes.
Okay. So we're just going to invite Chief in with Julie's permission. And Chief, you can answer some of my questions through Julie, or you can provide any messages. And so, Chief,
Yes.
what did you come here today to share?
There we go. What was the question?
What did you come here today to share or give insight on?
To show her that she can open. It just takes a bit of calibrating.
And will she know how to do the calibrating?
It will get easier. Mm. It's the opening of her channel.
Good. And is there anything else she could know about this to help her open up her channel even more?
She needs to trust. Open her heart and trust.
Good.
There's nothing to fear.
Amazing.
This will make it easier.
Good. And now that we have you here, is there any insight you can provide on the issues Julie's been having with her eyes?
The issue is no more.
And what kind of guidance do you provide Julie with?
To see her true self, to open. There's much for her to discover, and she will get there.
Amazing. And there has been a master teacher that has been coming to Julie. Do you have any insight into who this is and how Julie can deepen their connection?
I think the master teacher is the woman in the robe.
Okay.
Um, I think he's gone. He just showed me her, taking me through my heart. It's connecting to my heart. We'll connect with her. That was so intense and wild. Like, you know how your eyes twitch,
Mm-hmm.
but they were opening and closing and like all over the place, but I couldn't see out of them when they would open. And it would happen so fast. And even my head was moving, like my body was contorting to like allow that energy to come in. It was wild.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds really intense and wild. It's too bad that I couldn't see you during, but amazing. Okay, so before the session, I drew some cards asking about what the session would entail or what messages would come through. And both of those are activation cards. And that's why I was asking about if it was a gift or what was activating specifically, because both of these Lemurians clairvoyance activated, psychic awareness, sensitivity, and trust your intuition. And that's exactly what you said, that like you need to trust.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one also says leadership activation, time to evolve, trust in your ability to guide others. Pretty spot on
Wow.
from beginning to end.
There were times I did feel ego or like my brain was popping up and I'm wrestling with the answer and I'm like, no, stop it, brain. I
Yeah.
pulled a card before just to see if channeling would be successful. And I think I asked too, and will this help me going forward? And I pulled this is the Seven Energies Oracle, and it was the Oracle's gift. And the key concept says second sight, clairvoyance, seeing the future, fate as future determined by the choices you make now, seeing the signs around you, recognizing potentials versus absolute determinism.
There you go.
And this morning I did a grounding into your heart meditation. Then I did what you did with the crystals and the pendulum to make sure all of my chakras were opening and they all spun really big. And I
Amazing.
kept asking my pendulum, I said, will I be able to channel? Will this be successful? And every time I asked, it gave me a very clear yes.
Yeah. I knew something new was going to happen. And so I
Yeah.
had asked, is channeling going to be something that your soul feels called to do? Because I think everyone has the ability. It's just if we feel called to explore it. And when I asked that, I got initiatory experience. So your current situation is initiating your gifts.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was like, okay, so there's going to be an initiation here. Something new is going to happen. And then I felt like it was happening during the heart exploration because
Yeah.
like you were opening up to a new room and that was like opening up your gift that I wanted to ask, that I was asking about. But then I think it might have been the channeling or both.
Yeah.
And then there's this one. Whenever you were describing shining your light into the heart room,
Yeah.
that's what I saw. Like that's the sun and then the trees and flowers and beauty. And I was like, well, this is exactly what this card is. And it says a creation story. So it's exactly what you said is I have to create my own story. Like you
And
get
I
to
feel like
choose.
and I feel like I've gotten that similar message, but I've said it differently
Mhm.
before. We are the ones that make it difficult.
Yep, it's true. We always need to be reminded, I think, because it's
Yeah.
easy as a human to forget.
Yeah. I mean, channeling is something that I have been drawn to for years. Like it's something I want to do. And now I feel like I've had a tiny taste of it. I mean, I think I've done it before, but I mean, really
Hmm.
channel. I've never had that experience before. If you could have seen my face, you might have been worried. I don't
Maybe.
know. I just felt like my eyes were opening and closing and like faster than I could control. And even my head was moving and my everything was twitching because I can feel that happening. So I think I wasn't quite listening to you.
Yeah,
I
which
don't
was,
know.
I think, the pause. And then you
Hmm.
said, oh, there you go. And then you asked, what was the question? And I was like, well, what was happening during that silence? So that probably was when you were having the experience.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
But it was just like silent. So I was like, what do you mean? What go? But I didn't ask. I just kind
Oh,
of
It's weird talking to a different being.
Yeah,
It's
super
cool.
cool.
Now I have to practice. And I think maybe even through automatic writing, giving that a try, because now the energy has come through. Let it flow.
Yeah.
It's not even like there's a fear behind it. It's a getting used to it. And I think that's my energy meshing with theirs because it is intense. Like that was super intense. But of course, when you haven't experienced that before and you don't know what to expect, can create some fear because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And that's it for today's episode. Until next time, stay curious.
Stay mystical.